What's going on, people? It's your boy Mike Dub.
It's your boy Rob Rubin. Max Ronan.
And welcome to another podcast episode, Great Men Think Alike. Today we got a special guest, a brother, person I've been waiting for a while to talk to. Show y'all love, people, for Mr. Diamond Cash in the building.
You already know. Thank you for having me, y'all. Already know.
It's all love, King. It's all love, King.
It's all love, King. It's all love.
Thank you for having me.
Furthermore, before we start anything, tell them more about yourself.
I mean, you already know. I'm an entrepreneur, podcast host. Check out DC Incentives podcast. We on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Anchor FM. Just Google us. Check out www.diamondcashincentives.com, where we have motivational gear. And yeah, I pretty much do a lot. Yeah, you know. That's what I do. Check it out. Tune in.
Alright? Like they say, check it out, man. So today's topic is, as you can see, a lot of police brutality has been going on these past couple of weeks, couple of days. You see the Derek Chauvin, I forgot his name, sorry. Derek C.
Chauvin.
Yeah, Chauvin, thank you, King. Derek Chauvin verdict came out. How did everybody feel about that, number one? Rich, start with you.
Alright, so Diamond Cash.
Yeah, sorry.
So, how I feel is it's a small victory. People was jumping for joy and everything, and people was happy is because of we don't really see, you know, a former police officer that did something wrong to a black person get any justice. You feel what I'm saying? So we don't really see a black person or unarmed person get justice when killed by a police officer. So that's why people was, you know, in joy. People saying victory, even though we're still waiting on a conviction. You still gotta give, you know, joy and happy that, and to George Floyd's family, they can have peace. And you know, it just know that, look at the difference between if Derek Chauvin was not guilty, just think about how America would be. Just think about it. It would have been violence, everything. You feel me? So that's why people was screaming for joy. And you don't usually get a verdict like that.
I agree. I definitely agree. I feel low key like Dr. Umar. Shout out to Dr. Umar, by the way. And African. So, yeah, he was on Breakfast Club and he said something very interesting. Raruga, I definitely want to get your take on that. He said that he was like, the reason why the verdict came the way it went was because they didn't want the world to burn and everything to go crazy. How do you feel about that, Raruga?
In my opinion, I definitely feel like he's speaking facts, because with the whole situation last year with the riots and everything, the whole world seen that the whole world was watching this whole entire event. So they had to make sure this time around things went right, because as Diamond Cash said, this whole motherfucker would have been up in flames right now if that man was not guilty. Period. So, while with that being said, I also agree with Dr. Umar on the fact that we shouldn't be celebrating or be happy about shit. Why? Because Not one law has been changed yet. Not one person has been speaking up to make a change. So that all that really means is this one police officer who's finally found guilty. But that doesn't mean that if a police officer kills a black dude tomorrow, he's not going to be proven guilty, and then we in the same situation as we was in last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a lot of changes and there's a lot of things we need to do.
Well, about, if you want to read the statistics, I think it was 8 or 18 police officers guilty out of like, I think 100 or 1,000
That's
overall
horrendous.
in America.
That's horrendous.
That is horrendous.
That's horrendous.
Absolutely.
That is horrendous.
Absolutely. Yes.
And let me guess, most of these police officers were killing minorities, I bet.
I hate that word, minority.
The only reason why I use that word is because that's what they label us as.
That's why I hate that word.
Elaborate, my brother.
Because if you Google the word minority, it means less than. Or if you look at the definition minority, it means that you're really less than something or somebody. So when you look at majority and minority, that's a trick word, and they're just a label as like, you know, two different groups. So that's why I think we gotta stop saying the word minority. Plus, we wasn't even the ones calling each other minority. You feel me?
Well, if we being frank, half of the words they call us, we were never calling each other. If we really being frank.
Nah, that's facts. That's absolutely. I agree with you with that.
So now speak on another police brutality part, and I want to start with you, Mr. Max Ronan over here. We also seen the 16-year-old girl who passed, God rest her soul, Ma'Khia Bryant. How do you feel about that? Do you honestly feel the cop was wrong? Max Ronan, do you feel maybe he did the wrong tactic? Do you feel she was wrong? And last question is, if you had a child, or daughter or son, by the way, and that happened to your child, how would you want the police to react? That's for everybody, but I'll start with you, Max. How do you want that police to react in that situation?
I felt like the police could have, you know, went by this another way and just, you know, tried to sit down and analyze the situation before said events happen. I felt like violence should be a last resort if you really understand everything else, and the person is still trying to be, you know, against you. And like, in other words, if somebody's trying to rob you, you understand clearly that the man is trying to rob you, whatever, then yeah, you know, then eventually you probably would have to take his life or her life. But not if the person called the cops on you, they defended themselves, and then you wanna kill them. Like, nah, they called the cops for you to come because they're trying to defend themselves, and they don't have the manpower or the woman power to do it. So my thing is, violence shouldn't have been that answer in that situation at all.
So, if that was your daughter or son in that predicament, and the person rushing after you in that predicament, what would you want the police to do in that state? Because some people will say, like, also, as watching the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy said, having I think a cop father or something like that, the cop is trained to protect and trained to kill. So what would you want the cop to do for you in that predicament?
If that was my child, I would have wanted him to protect, mostly just protect and analyze and understand what the situation is calling for. Not just, you know, be all this Texas gun-ho stuff, you know, just understand, you know, sit the person down and be like, yo, you know, what's going on, this and the third. And then if it proceeds, or if the other person is proceeding, then you go by the outcome a different way. But if it's just like a defense mechanism, then by all means, you know, help the defender, you know, help the person that's trying to defend themselves, you know, so they could go home. It's not always the person who is trying to defend themselves is the aggressive assault, the person who's starting the violence. Sometimes the defender is just trying to save his life and look out for his or her life.
Okay. Thoughtful answer. Maruga, how you feel about that? Would the same questions go to you? What do you think should have been done?
I think, first of all, I've seen videos where I've seen white men with weapons in hand approaching officers, and officers don't even pull their gun out. They just standing right there looking at them. So for me to see a video like that, and then I see a video where an officer pulls up to the scene of the crime, and as soon as he gets out the car, all he sees is pandemonium and he just shoots. That looks like white privilege to me. Because at the same time, yeah, your job is to protect and serve as a cop, as an officer. But that doesn't necessarily mean that because somebody has a weapon in their hand that they're the aggressor or they're the one that started it.
Mm-hmm.
For all we know, which is the actual scenario of that video, they pulled up to her house. They tried to jump her. What the hell are you supposed to do when a bunch of people pull up to your house, your sanctuary, and they trying to jump you or hurt you or kill you in your own home or in front of your own home? That's how I feel about that situation.
No, last but not least, Diamond Cash.
So you want me to just answer the question?
Yeah, answer the question. What would you, again, if that was your daughter or son in that predicament, and they was the one attacking the girl, basically your daughter and son was the one attacking, like how Ma'Khia Bryant got arrested, so traditional life. What would you want the cop to do?
So my daughter is the one in the pink.
She's the one that, yes, that was Ma'Khia Bryant, the one attacking.
No, yeah. So
Right.
that was the one. Yeah, that was attacked.
Right.
So
What would you want the cop to do? That was,
I definitely wouldn't want the cop to. Am I there? Or no?
You're not there.
Okay. So I definitely wanted not to not to shoot a teenager.
4 times.
And absolutely 4 times. At least tase her, tackle her, anything to keep her alive and stop my child from getting stabbed also. There's different ways that can go about it, because just like Uga said, is that you can even compare videos. Like there was a dude that came up to the officer and said, yo, y'all all gonna die, right in front of an officer, had a knife, swinged it, and they ain't even do nothing. They just were like, just go in the house. That's it. And he just said, oh, you know what, you're dead. Another video where a kid slashed a cop on his neck, and when the kid was running, the cop had a gun, but then he switched the gun to a taser and tased the kid. And then another video, I can go on and on, where
Keep going.
and then
Preach.
another video, then where you got a dude swinging a knife at 2 police officers.
Absolutely.
2 police officers swinging a knife at the police officers.
Right.
Mind you, they had no bat, no nothing. All they just try to do is just put them down on the floor. That's it.
So now, I asked everybody this question for a reason. Because it's one person in that video y'all forgetting to bring up.
Parents.
Adults.
Mm-hmm.
This is not second guessing the police or saying the police is wrong. The adults are there. As an adult, and you see kids fighting, and you're around that. If I'm not mistaken, the girl had a butter knife. Anybody could? That's a butter knife. You all know the butter knife ain't going with that. Listen, butter knife cut the Malarkey.
It depends, bro. But a knife is still a knife, depending on. I mean, no matter what you call it as, it's still a knife. Butter knife, sharp knife, tool knife, still a knife.
And I see where you're going with this, my brother, and I'm going to interject, and I'm going to say this. You're home. A bunch of teenagers pull up to your home.
28-year-olds.
28-year-olds.
Wait, 28-year-olds came to fight her?
Pull up to your home.
Yes, pull up to fight a teenager. Yes.
To fight your 16-year-old daughter.
Right.
You go outside and you're trying to fix or deal with this situation that is in front of your home. A police officer pulls up, bow. What were you supposed to do in that scenario as the parent? Were you supposed to jump in front of that bullet? You seen the cop aiming, you were supposed to be like, no. What was you supposed to just grab your daughter? Will you even be able to realize the cop was even aiming at your child when all that is going on and you just trying to make sure everybody is fine and your child is safe and no one gets killed?
Well, the mother was the one that caused the fight. Remember that.
Or the mother, speak the proof, man. What was
The mother was the one that caused the fight. The girls that was the 28-year-olds, they pulled up to the house 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. 3 times.
Foster mother.
The foster mother caused the fight and wanted the girls to pull up to the crib to fight her over. It was something petty, like I guess something about a clean or something like that. So the little sister was the one that called the cops, right? So the little sister was the one that called the cops. So my thing is that if the mother was the cause of the whole situation to make them fight, absolutely. But what made her come outside was because of her father, the 16-year-old.
Is that her biological father or her foster father?
That's a foster care home.
Listen,
all I'm saying is in a situation like this, a lot of things went wrong, but where the officer went wrong was, I don't think, first of all, I don't care how ill of a marksman you are, you're not shooting at a crowd of people jumping each other, fighting, wrestling, and hitting the target that you know you want to hit. No one's doing that.
Let me ask you a question. One question.
You do not shoot at a crowd. You don't do that.
Let me ask you a question. They have a stand your ground law, right? Over there?
Yes, Ohio is a stand your ground law, yes.
Right. Can you explain to the people what a stand your ground law is?
So pretty much what you're doing is just, you're defending yourself. So you have a right to, like, defend yourself, whether it's like you if you need to, like, kill that person or need to, like, or something like that.
So it's like Houston, Texas, how I think Bun B had a situation with his okay. Shout out Bun B, by the way. Let me ask y'all a question. After hearing information y'all just said to the people out there, is there any way, do you feel any way the cop could get off?
Of course. First of all, the cop could get off without evidence even being proven. This is America. Okay?
Talking.
We're not doing this. This is the very reason why.
Yeah, you gotta talk.
This is the very reason why I don't agree with what's going on here, because no matter what the cop is the only person who has the ability and power to get off scot-free. People lost a child, okay? People caused a whole scene that probably could have been avoided. Somebody's gonna go to jail for this, and it's probably not gonna be the officer, and he's responsible. Cold blood on his hands. Granted, yeah, she had a knife in her hand, but they pulled up on her. That was self-defense.
So
I want to bring something up. So, even though it's self-defense and everything, what also for to have to understand is that cop, if you really think about it, right? Do you think, just like Charlemagne said on the Breakfast Club?
Charlemagne.
Yeah. So if you think, do you really think that cop cared about that child, cared about that person in the pink? Like, oh, do you think, because if he really did care, he wouldn't be screaming "Blue Lives Matter" after that.
Bro, none of these cops care. Not one of these cops care.
Exactly. So if you really think he actually cared, then something's wrong with you.
And what the hell is, first of all, what is Blue Lives Matter?
Oh,
It doesn't exist.
What is Blue Lives
doesn't
Matter?
exist.
I know what that is.
It doesn't exist.
Can I speak on it though?
Go
Can
ahead.
I have a strong feeling what it is?
It doesn't
Speak, King.
exist.
I know,
Speak,
but
King.
this is what Blue Lives Matter is supposed to
Speak,
mean.
King.
For people who don't know, if you are a cop, your life matters. If you are a black citizen, it doesn't. Welcome to Blue Lives Matter, people. Thank you for your time.
Nah, it's just well, I agree with you.
That's
but
what it means.
it
Oscar
Blue-
Grant.
so-
Blue Lives Matter. Let's
Uh-huh.
speak the names. Name
we
coming
can
off
come
top
on.
of
We
my
can
head.
come
First
on. We
of
can
all-
just go on and
First
on.
of
with
all,
it.
Breonna Taylor.
first of all,
Blue Lives Matter.
First of all, cut it. Cut this whole Blue Lives Matter
It
movement
doesn't exist.
immediately. And if it is about to exist,
It never will exist.
it's a lie straight from the pit of
It
hell. I'm gonna
doesn't
tell you why.
exist.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because not one person on this earth
Right,
can kill a cop right now and get away with it.
right.
But a cop right now can kill a black person,
And get
and
away
it's
with
like it's nothing. It's like he killed a roach or something. So this Blue Lives Matter shit is a waste of time.
It doesn't exist.
All right. They said something also about the motorists. You want to speak on the motorists?
First of all, I don't even know what type of lawlessness is going on. What state approved that?
There's a certain, I think it's them down south states. Basically, people,
Florida, right?
if you're a motorist, yes, if you're a motorist, you can literally
What did I
kill
tell you?
protesters.
Florida.
And there's a law to protect you.
Florida. Y'all been losing y'all minds since Trayvon died.
Jeez.
No, Ben.
Since-
What?
Y'all been losing
since
y'all
Governor,
minds.
since the first Bush who went against the first Bush and Al Gore, they've been losing
Bro.
their minds.
You're telling me there's a law that permits
Yeah.
that if people protest, whether it's friendly or not, motorists can run them over or kill them and they get away scot-free. So we're literally going to be seeing people get ran over, trampled to death by
That's
vehicles.
Let me ask you a question.
Like it's
Serious
nothing?
Question. Serious question. This is serious. We're going to the president because honestly,
Which one?
again, Dr. Umar said the most realest on the Breakfast Club. President Biden. If this ever gets to this man for whatever reason, listen to me carefully. You told black people, vote for me or what? You're not black. What have you done for black people since? You have an Asian bill. You have it for the transgenders. You have for everything else. Black people, we are getting killed. We are getting mowed down. Sorry. We're getting murdered in cold blood on live TV, on live camera, on live person. Like it's crazy now. What is going on with this country? What is going on for our kids? And what is going on for our future? Seriously. Because the world is deteriorating, is crumbling, and it's gone in front
Diamond
of our
Cash.
eyes.
Diamond Cash.
Mhm.
What have I been saying about Senator Palpatine since day one?
Speak on it, King.
Talk about it.
What have I been saying? I've been telling niggas for months that this is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mhm.
This is
This man said everything that we wanted to hear.
and never delivered.
Everyone was like, give him a chance.
And never delivered.
Hold him to accountability
Talk
from
to him.
day one. We are in month 4.
Mm-hmm.
Not one blasted thing has happened for
Nothing
black
but
people.
black men have been dying left and right.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
Slaughtered sheep.
We can hold them accountable. That's what black people.
Bro,
has been
if we're
saying.
not
Hold them
impeaching
accountable.
him, what accountability are we holding
So
him?
let's
We're not
talk about-
impeaching him right now.
Let's talk about right now. How y'all feel about how y'all two, Ruger and Diamond Cash, how y'all feel about Black Lives Matter?
I feel like Black Lives Matter. First of all, before I even discuss how I feel about Black Lives Matter, that girl who's making money off this shit, that girl who's using serious scenarios and serious crimes and like this whole entire situation from since last year, people have lost their lives, people have lost family members, people are really going through real injustices right now, and for her to be using that for personal gain is sick, and she belongs in jail.
Right.
That's first and foremost. Secondly, I'm black, so black people all day, black power all day. That's all I got to say. Black excellence, that's it.
We know shit.
Black men don't cheat, that's it. That's it. Now, mind you, I don't have any problem. This is where, and I'm gonna bring up Dr. Umar. This is where I don't agree with you, my brother. This is where I feel like you a coon. Because to tell me I'm a coon because I still fuck with other races and I'm willing to give the white people who actually fuck with black people a chance, you're damn right. You're teaching segregation low key with this whole pan-African, this, that, and the third. It's not about all black, everything black. It's about who's doing the right thing and who's doing the wrong thing. And I don't give a fuck if you call me a coon, because I'm calling you a coon. Because what you're preaching is hate, my brother. That's all I got to tell you. That's it.
I mean, Cash, you know
coming
you
to me.
because you know we had these gotta understand, people. I've known this man Diamond Cash since 9th grade. So anybody who went to our high school, we ain't gonna put it out there. But you know, if you know, then you know. You understand what I'm saying? Queens, we in the building.
Shout out
This
her,
man, we've been talking off camera for the longest about this one man right here, Dr. Umar. So please speak how you feel about Dr. Umar. And also, we gonna definitely get to Kevin Samuels after this.
Time out, my brother. Hold on, Diamond Cash. Before I let my brother speak, I'ma just say this. I definitely fuck with Dr. Umar, but I am a rebel, and I'm not a yes man, my brother. All right, I'm not going to just say yes, because that's the problem now. Anything black, we just jump into it, no matter if it makes sense or not, and that's why a lot of us is in a bad situation now.
So do you feel, honestly, some of us, don't get ourselves killed. I'm not saying that, people.
But we do
But some
invoke
would
it.
Yes.
We do, of course. We definitely do, okay? We can't just keep pointing the finger and not taking accountability for our own actions. So I say this to say, Dr. Umar, if this ever gets to you, I fuck with your movement. I fuck with the school idea. I fuck with everything that you're talking about. But when you talking about something that I don't agree with, I have to be a real nigga. And I have to let you know, you chatting, bro. You bored, bro.
Donations.
You're not calling me a coon. Let's say my girl was white, and I really love her, and she's really helping me grow, and we building an empire together, and we got a family, and she might not understand BLM to the fullest, but she understands me, and that's all that fucking matters at the end of the day.
Because
She supports
honestly,
me.
And honestly,
You telling me I'm a coon?
Hold on. Okay.
You telling me I'm a coon? You telling me, oh, I don't deserve to be on your live because of my significant other? Do you hear yourself right now? Nah, my brother. You gotta get it together. And I don't care if you don't fuck with me, bro. Because at the end of the day, the truth That's all that matters. That's it.
Because they have black people out here who don't even know they're even black.
Exactly.
Who don't even know
Coons, bro.
their own. I don't like
That's
coon.
coons.
First thing, number one, I don't like saying the word coon.
That's cool.
That's like saying a white man saying a nigger. Yes, nigger, not nigga, nigger. I don't like saying that coon word.
Coons, bro.
They are lost. They need guidance. They need God. It's serious.
But my nigga Diamond Cash.
No, they need education.
Diamond Cash, how you feel about Dr. Umar personally?
That's my guy. I'm not gonna lie. That's my guy. There's some things I agree and disagree with Omar Johnson. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had a conversation if I had the opportunity to talk to Omar Johnson in person, I would love to have a conversation and a debate with Omar Johnson if I had the opportunity. I would love to have a discussion and go back and forth with him respectfully.
And I would love to be there respectfully.
yeah. So like I said, that's definitely my guy. I support Omar Johnson for what he's doing and everything, you know, building the school up. Yes, it's very hard to build a school, and it costs a lot of money for it and everything. There are some things, yes, I do disagree, such as like when about the whole interracial relationships or interracial marriage, because love, okay, first off, when we know about society of, you know, racism and everything, which is, I understand where Omar Johnson's coming from when it comes to interracial relationships or interracial marriage. But love does not have a color to it. And another thing what you have to understand is that if you date like someone that is, you know, outside your race and everything, yes, it is true that not only you are marrying the person, you're marrying their culture, and you are marrying their family. That is very true. The thing is that if they are ignorant to things that black people go through in a daily basis, then that's when I start to question. They have to understand what black people go through in a daily basis, and they have to understand, see, and get educated on it, because in order for a systematic racism to die or end, there has to be white people a part of it. Okay?
Definitely.
It can't be this is just us, because it's not going to be just black people. Because like I said, there's coons out here that will turn on you for money. It also has to be other people with other race, other backgrounds, that's going to be a part of the movement also. You had white people march with Martin Luther King back in the day. So yes, I do disagree with Omar Johnson, but I do understand where he's coming from.
All right. That's relief. Let's talk about Kevin Samuels real quick.
Realest nigga alive. realest nigga alive. You have to understand something, people. We're in a day and time where people, I'm not going to say just females. Because that would be very ignorant of me. But I will say we're in a day and time where people play around too much. Okay? People aren't serious. They just like to talk. They're not even really like thinking but like involved in what's really going on. They just get into something because it's the trend or it's what people are doing now. So Kevin Samuels, realest nigga alive to me, because there's a video on Instagram of a girl calling him on whatever platform that was, FaceTime, video chat, whatever you want to call it. And he literally asks her, what is your age?
How old are you?
How old are you? She literally tells him, guess. My son Kevin Samuels hits the end button and says, guess these nuts. Now, all the simps out there, all the people who feel like that's rude,
Derek Jacks.
of course y'all wouldn't agree with that. But for all the real niggas, all the niggas who know how the games that these females be playing, that's the type of time when you gotta be on. That's the type of time when you gotta be on. You gotta hit that end button. Because we don't got time for games.
Let's talk about
we
it.
grown men over here, all right? We not wasting our time. We doing what we got to do.
This is great men think alike.
Great men think alike. What's the key word? Men. We ain't got time for no games, bro. We ain't got time for no games. So Kevin Samuels, when this reaches you, Black Power, my brother. I fucks with you, OD.
So we're going to cut this right here, people. Again, thank y'all for a calm episode of Great Men Think Alike. Again, any type of proceeds goes to Great Men Think Alike. Now I'm playing with y'all. It goes to everything love or everything power, Black Power, people.
We don't know this man.
Hopefully, if our boy Diamond Cash right here ain't busy, he definitely have another episode with him coming soon. Like, again, check out his podcast.
Links in the description.
Diamond Cash will once again let these people know where they can reach you at, my brother.
Huh?
You already know. www.diamondcashincentives.com. You can reach me on Facebook is Diamond Cash. Instagram is Diamond Cash.